Hello, Accelerated Math 6-7 students. So excited to tell you we are starting a new module. And the new module is Module 3, and it's called Module 3 Rational Numbers. We can find the name of our lesson in my comp book, and it's called Real World Positive and Negative Numbers and Zero. That's the name of our lesson that we're going to start this time. It can be found on page 52 of my comp book. And like I said, we're starting a new module. So when we start new modules, we write it up in the very top. So Module 3, Rational Numbers, is the name of this module. The lesson is going to be Lesson 1. So Module 3, Lesson 1, Real World Positive and Negative Numbers and Zero. So this is going to be fun. Okay, our goal for today. Students will discover both sides of the number line in respect to zero. So we've been working with the number line quite a bit. You've been working with it in your previous classes in different school years, probably spending most of your time focusing on the right-hand side of the number line when it comes to zero. We're going to actually go to the left-hand side a little bit and see what we can figure out. The question that I want you to think about that is really important, you guys need to know this, and a lot of kids get this confused, so hopefully after today you won't ever forget. Is zero positive or negative? And tell me why. Okay. There is some different talks about it and lots of different opinions, but there really is one true answer, and hopefully after today you will figure it out. All right. So the first thing that we need to talk about is the number line. The number line is a line that continues forever in both directions. It has positive and negative values along with other rational numbers. Okay. So here's a picture of the number line that I need you to write down. Okay, it's very busy, but hopefully you can understand it. So here's the number line itself. I drew it in black. And then I have here's 0. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 labeled. I have negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 6 labeled. And you need to get all of this information written down. To the left of 0 always. To the left of 0 always are the negative numbers, always to the left, okay? So I want you to put a star above negative 1, draw an arrow to your left, and write the word negative, because all the values to the left of 0 are always negative. Well, all of the values to the left of 0 are negative because those number values decrease. They get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. But when you come back to 0, 0 has no value. It is not positive or negative. It is just a placeholder. Literally, that's all its job is to sit there so that we know as mathematicians that the negatives are to the left and that the positives are to the right. Because when you have 0, you have nothing. It's no value. Okay? So I would like you to put a star above the 1 on your number line and draw an arrow to the right. All of these numbers, values, are always positive. And the reason why they are always positive is because the values are always increasing. They're getting larger. They're getting bigger. Okay? So that is how we always think about the number line. And the cool thing is that if you pictured a number line at 0, if you fold it directly in half right at 0, the numbers mirror each other except for their values. Okay? These values over here are positive. These values over here are negative. And you'll notice it. 6, 6. The only difference is this is a negative 6. This is a positive 6. Okay? So they mirror each other. That's kind of cool. All right. Next thing that you need to know is the word integers. Okay? Integers are a set of positive whole numbers and their opposites. So everything that you see on this number line written right here that you can actually see with the black ink, those are called integers. Okay? Integers are whole numbers that have a positive sign or a negative sign. They cannot be fractions. They cannot be decimals. They cannot be parts of a whole and another number. They are only the whole numbers with those values. And the thing that makes an integer is an integer is that it's a whole number, either positive or negative. So negative 3 is an integer. 3 is an integer. 5 is an integer. Negative 5 is an integer because they're whole numbers. If I asked you negative 2.5, you better say, nope, Mrs. Nelson, that is not an integer. And the reason why negative 2.5 is not an integer is because of that half. okay? So integers, that's a new word for you all. Integers cannot be fractions or decimals. You need to get that into your brain. Integers cannot be fractions or decimals, okay? So I'm going to have you try something for me, and this is your practice, all right? And this is what I'm going to be checking in class tomorrow morning. Your job, right, to practice is to draw a number line that includes positive and negative integers. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say anything again. Use the information that I've given you up here, and you need to draw a number line that includes positive and negative integers. Maybe some of you will get creative. I don't know. So let's go back to our goal. Our goal today was students will discover both sides of the number line in respect to 0. I think we did that. The question is 0 positive or negative, and tell me why. You should know the answer, but don't forget to tell me why. So those are the two things we're going to be looking for in the morning on the board. All right? Short and sweet. Welcome to the new module, and I'll see you tomorrow.